Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me again. Friday, end of the week. I hope you got good plans for the weekend. Well, Noel Willcox. Let's talk about him, shall we? The world of Noel Willcox, as you know, affectionately known as Mr. ULEZ. Many of you on the channel have been following this story for, well, it seems like an eternity now, but when you think about the legal process, it does take an eternity with all the bureaucracy, paperwork and everything else that goes with it. A week or two ago now, he scored a victory in the county court with regard to the low emission zone charges, and they were deemed to be unlawful, or the signs advertising the fact were deemed to be unlawful, and it was a victory, and it would allow, or will allow, loads and loads and loads of people to attempt to claim those charges back. That was just part one of the whole process. Part one. I don't know if you remember, months ago, he set up a crowdfunder, and many of you on the channel were responsible for the early donations, and he is very, very grateful for that. And in that crowdfunder, he set this out in multiple parts, what he was going to do. Part one, part two, etc, etc, etc. Part one is now complete. Part two involves the big one, ULEZ as well as LEZ, and again it's the signs. What we're actually challenging here is the enforceability of the whole scheme. If they give you a charge, if they give you a fine, is it enforceable? You can't, or it's not practical to change the law on this itself, because you're talking about judicial reviews and everything else, and it could take years. The easiest thing and the most practical thing to do is talk about the enforceability. Now, yesterday, and unfortunately I didn't make this myself, Noel went to the Royal Courts of Justice in London and filed papers to do with the next step. Now, what I want to do here for you to listen to is a 2-minute video where Noel explains exactly what he did. Now, this video comes from a 14-minute video which was taken by a chap called Kingsley outside the Royal Courts of Justice. I'll leave a link to that full video in the description, and I also want to thank Kingsley for allowing me to play this video, giving me permission kindly. So if you can as well, please go ahead and subscribe to Kingsley and help his channel out too. So here's the news from Noel himself.
Tell us about why you're here today. Why did you come to the court today?
Okay, so on the 20th of March last month, I attended the county court in Bedfordshire. The district judge confirmed the adjudicator's decision, and he said, had I had paid the charges in the period of the last contravention, the last penalty charge notice, that he would have gladly granted a refund to me. And he did state as well that Transport for London should not have been levying any charges.
So today, you're on
so today, off the back of and taking a lot of legal advice on this, today I am going to submit an application to the court, a declaration, and that's why we're here today at the Royal Courts of Justice, because they've got a higher jurisdiction. Yep. That the whole lot is unlawful.
Now, the LEZ signs are very similar to the ULEZ signs.
Yeah.
So are you hoping there's a similar case where potentially the ULEZ signs could be deemed illegal?
On the legal points that I raised in the adjudication are exactly the same points that I'm raising here, because the ULEZ signs do not display the correct information either.
Yeah, I mean, on our Facebook group, for example, Action Against Unfair ULEZ, many people are saying that the signs don't make much sense, they're not clear. People from out of the area, obviously if you live in London, it's been fairly well publicised, but there's many people getting caught out who are not aware of it. Are we hoping to get refunds for everybody, or is that going to be unrealistic?
Well, that is the name of the game for me. You know, everybody. I personally think that everybody, and I'm not a lawyer. You know, I'm just a normal working class guy that has taken this fight on because I believe that everybody that has paid any of the fines, any of the charges, should be refunded.
Good. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Noel. I think.
So there you go. It's almost like David and Goliath. He's taking on the system himself. He's done bloody well so far. Brave. They've really thrown everything in the kitchen sink at this guy to try and stop him in his tracks, and he is doing what he's doing for everybody else. There are literally millions and millions of pounds at stake here, where people have been fined, charged and everything else, and it's about time it's exposed for what it is. And you know, this is, as I said, part 2 of the process now. And as we've correctly identified, if the low emission zone signs are unlawful, then perhaps the ultra low emission zone signs are unlawful also. And really now, Noel needs all the support he can get. Everybody needs to get behind this, and it needs to be brought through to its conclusion. There's a lot more work to do. There's a full text update as well on his crowdfunder page, and I'll leave a link in the description for that also, so you can follow the latest news there. And let's get behind this guy and carry it through to the end. Anyway, thank you very much. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, have a look at these videos that have just popped up, and as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.